As we move into our 60s and beyond, the strength of our leg muscles becomes one of the most defining factors of how well we age. Yet muscle loss in the legs often begins quietly, long before we notice it. Many people assume it's simply part of getting older, something unavoidable like gray hair or wrinkles. But science tells a completely different story. What looks like gradual weakness is actually a reversible biological process, one that responds brilliantly to the right morning habits. Your legs are not just your foundation for movement. They influence your metabolism, your circulation, your balance, and your overall vitality. And because they are home to some of the largest muscles in the body, even tiny improvements in leg strength create powerful whole body benefits. When you wake up in the morning, your muscles are in a unique physiological state. Overnight, your body shifts blood flow toward the core to support vital organs while you sleep. Your metabolism slows, your muscle fibers rest, and your tissues enter a repair mode. This means that the very first signals you send to your body in the morning have an oversized impact. Activating your leg muscles early acts like flipping on a master switch for strength, stability, and even cognitive clarity. Movements performed in these first minutes of the day stimulate powerful cellular messengers that tell your body to rebuild and preserve muscle instead of letting it waste away. A remarkable discovery in aging research is the role of muscle stem cells called satellite cells that lie dormant inside your muscle fibers. These cells wait for the right trigger to wake up and begin repairing and strengthening tissue. Morning activation provides that trigger. When you move your legs shortly after waking, you create a biochemical cascade that wakes these cells, increases their activity, and sets the stage for new muscle formation. This is why even gentle morning routines can lead to noticeable improvements in strength and stability, especially for people over 60. Your body is listening most closely during this time. Beyond muscle strength, early movement also benefits your blood vessels. The legs contain an extensive network of arteries, veins, and capillaries. When these vessels are stimulated in the morning, blood flow increases, delivering oxygen and nutrients that support tissue repair and energy production. Healthy circulation in the lower body is deeply linked to heart health, brain performance, and mobility. When you strengthen your leg muscles, you're also improving the health of the vessels that feed them. This enhanced circulation helps reduce inflammation, improves nutrient delivery, and supports healthier aging overall. The concept that muscle loss is inevitable with age is outdated. In reality, what we often interpret as aging is more accurately the result of underused muscle tissue gradually shrinking. But the moment you begin to send consistent daily signals, especially first thing in the morning, you interrupt this decline. Instead of shrinking, your muscles begin to respond with growth, strength, and improved coordination. Simple actions like rising onto your toes, bending your knees slightly, or even engaging the thigh muscles while standing can initiate meaningful change. When practiced consistently, these movements train your body to preserve the muscle you have and build the muscle you've lost. The morning technique that supports strong, healthy leg muscles later in life works not because it requires intensity or complicated equipment, but because it taps into the natural biology of body at a time when it is most responsive. When you wake up, your muscles are primed for activation. The sleep mode your body enters overnight affects your circulation, your nervous system, and the responsiveness of your muscle fibers. As you begin your day, the smallest movements create highly efficient signals that travel deep into the muscles of your calves, thighs, and hips. These signals awaken fibers that tend to become dormant with age, and once activated, they begin a chain reaction that supports balance, strength, and energy throughout the day. One of the simplest and most powerful actions you can do is a gentle heel raise supported by a chair, wall, or countertop. Lifting the heels engages the calves first, but the effect doesn't stop there. The motion draws fresh blood upward through the legs, stimulating the large muscles that support your knees and hips. Many older adults experience stiffness or instability because these muscles have grown weak or are underused. This first movement is like flipping on the lights in a room that has been dark all night, signaling your muscle fibers to wake up and prepare for activity. It also strengthens the connection between your brain and your muscles, which becomes increasingly important with age as nerve signals naturally slow. As you slowly lift and lower your heels, the controlled motion forces your muscles to contract more intentionally. This not only builds strength, it improves circulation. Increased blood flow through the legs nourishes muscles with oxygen and nutrients they need for repair. Better circulation also supports healthier veins and arteries, which reduces swelling, stiffness, and the heavy feeling many people describe in their legs in the morning. By repeating this simple movement several times, you are giving your muscles the activation they need to stay awake and engaged the rest of the day. From heel raises transitioning into slow, supported half, squats creates a deeper level of engagement. With your feet planted and your hands lightly resting for balance, bending your knees just a small amount awakens the large muscle groups in the thighs and hips. These muscles tend to lose mass more quickly with age, and their weakness is a major cause of difficulty climbing stairs, rising from chairs, or maintaining balance. Slow movements challenge these fibers without strain, and the emphasis on control makes the exercise more effective than quick or forceful repetitions. As the muscles contract, they signal for increased blood vessel activity around them, supporting healthier tissue and improved endurance. Nutrition plays a crucial role as well. Once your muscles have been activated, they become more sensitive to the nutrients you give them. Eating a small amount of protein in the morning, whether it's eggs, yogurt, nuts, or a simple protein drink, helps trigger the body's muscle building process. This works even better when paired with foods rich in anti-inflammatory compounds, because inflammation is one of the factors that accelerates muscle loss with age. When your muscles receive both activation and nourishment early in the day, they respond more efficiently, rebuild faster, and maintain more strength. The combination of targeted movement and supportive nutrition forms a morning rhythm that keeps your muscles strong, improves your balance, and enhances your physical independence. What makes this morning approach so effective is the way it interacts with the natural shifts in your body as you grow older. Muscle loss is not simply about getting weaker. It is tied to changes in hormones, metabolism, inflammation levels, and the health of the mitochondria, the energy-producing engines inside your cells. When leg muscles are stimulated early in the day, they release powerful molecules known as myokines. These act as chemical signals that travel throughout the body, influencing immune strength, reducing chronic inflammation, and even supporting the health of nerves and brain cells. This is why people often report feeling clearer, more energized, and more stable after just a few days of consistent morning activation. Leg muscles, especially the larger ones in the thighs and hips, are incredibly metabolically active. When they contract, they consume energy and create demands that prompt the body to respond with increased circulation, improved oxygen delivery, and heightened nutrient transport. These actions support not only the muscles themselves, but also the organs that depend on strong blood flow, including the heart and brain. Morning activation takes advantage of the body's sensitivity to movement at this time of day. The signals sent by these early contractions help guide the metabolism into a healthier pattern for the rest of the day, making it easier to maintain stable energy and avoid the sluggishness many people feel as they age. Another critical benefit of early muscle activation is the impact on mitochondria. As we age, these energy generators naturally decline in number and efficiency. This leads to reduced stamina, slower recovery, and the feeling that the legs tire more easily. When you engage your leg muscles consistently in the morning, you stimulate the production of new mitochondria and strengthen the ones you already have. This process, known as mitochondrial biogenesis, is essential for maintaining strength and endurance. It helps muscles stay firm and responsive, rather than weakening or shrinking over time. The biochemical environment created by morning activation also counters the progression of sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. Sarcopenia isn't just about reduced strength. It affects balance, mobility, and joint stability. The movements performed in the morning send a direct message to the body that muscle tissue is still needed, prompting it to protect existing fibers and build new ones. These signals also encourage better coordination between the muscles and the nervous system, allowing for smoother, more stable movements throughout the day. This improved neuromuscular communication reduces the risk of falls, which is one of the most significant dangers for older adults. Another powerful effect of early movement is the way it supports flexibility and reduces stiffness. Overnight inactivity often leads to tightened tendons and shortened muscle fibers. Morning activation stretches and warms these tissues, improving range of motion and reducing the discomfort that can make daily tasks challenging. Even simple actions like stepping, bending, or gently engaging the thigh muscles help restore elasticity to the connective tissues that support your joints. Consistency is what transforms these benefits from temporary improvements into lasting changes. The body thrives on repeated signals. Daily morning activation creates a familiar pattern that reinforces the body's natural repair processes. Over time, the muscles become more efficient at contracting, recovering, and staying active. This consistency also encourages healthier circulation, better metabolic responses, and greater resilience in the muscles and joints.